Hello, everybody. Special election night edition here in Fantasy Football Live. Woo! I'm Doug Lumkel, co-host Z-Boy. Taking a look at the early election results. Romney leads 141 to 109, but all those swing states are yet to come in, folks. Could be a drastic night if you're wondering where Steve is. He went to the Ketermans. You won't see him tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, alright, it was a historic week here in Fantasy Football 1. I don't think any one of us is going to soon forget. The controversy was through the roof. It all took place and started in government class. First period Monday, Allen Robbins, the game was essentially over.
You know what, Doug? My bad on the pause there. I'll get used to that. But it had to heat up. It had to heat up somehow. The mastermind of John Lynn got things rolling really fast in this league. It is making me almost excited as the election.
He whispered to Doug he should pick up a defense. Word got to Robbins soon. Him and Koenig made a trade via text. First period, Setman, availability of the computer. Robbins got the Saints defense in his starting lineup. He was still down 10 with the Saints defense that had struggled all year. Let's take a look at the highlights. There was honestly no way, no way that, we have that the freaking Saints defense would do anything. But let's see.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had any hope left for Robbins.
You see Michael Vick here. He was for Jalen. Michael Vick needed to get about 30 for Jalen. Saints, we know they needed about a defensive touchdown or two, and we didn't think it was going to happen. Let's take a look early. Well, does anybody pick this guy up?
No, number 51 goes straight through the middle. Vic has nowhere to go. That's a free point for Robbins. And a little loss of a couple for Lynn.
Michael Vick gets decked, and whoops! There go the Saints. Oh, I think Michael Vick will get him. This couldn't be happening. This isn't happening. It is happening. The Saints have done it to the house. Let's take one more look. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Everyone in the nation was going nuts. This is something that nobody expected. This was a highlight of Monday night, of the week. What the heck is going on? 99 yards, ties Darren Sharper's record for the Saints.
I couldn't quite believe it myself, but the game not quite over yet. We still might have some Eagles offense left in store. As you see, big fella there taking it for some yards. We skip ahead to the third quarter. Fumble, loose ball, Eagles have it. What happens?
That cadet, man, he's in for Darren Sproles, and he just couldn't get open. That play usually works with Darren. He gets him about 20 yards.
Drops the ball, Vic back. Is Jay Lynn dead yet, ladies and gentlemen?
Wide open downfield. Trying to make a little juke move. Got him there. In for the touchdown.
Vic gets some nice points there. Jay Lynn has hope as we take a look at the ESPN scope. Well, frankly, he was wide open, had to make a couple of guys miss, and he got the job done. Jay Lynn going nuts at home. Perhaps the Saints defense is giving something up. Jimmy Graham. Jack Pelishak takes week winner. This guy's for real. Moving on, Michael Vick. Do they have... another point for Robbins. Ball game. Oh my. I don't know how it happened. Let's take a closer look at what could be, experts are calling it the trade to end all trades between Koenig and Robbins. A closer look. They traded Dexter McCluster for the Saints defense. Is it a fair trade?
You know what? I think it is a fair trade in the ways that they all agreed to it. Now, Doug, expediting the process. I do understand that. That is a great term to use for that situation there. The only thing that might get you on it is that Jeremy was actually starting the Saints defense. I don't know if most of you know that, but he was actually starting them. He just flat out just didn't want to because he already had the win. That's the only catch I got on this.
Perhaps if Koenig would have cared a little more, Allen might have been saved on it. Perhaps Koenig was expecting negative points from the Saints defense. Maybe he was trying to pawn them off on Robbins. We haven't been able to contact Koenig much lately because of his girlfriend, and we do apologize. Final score of that game, Robbins breaks the 100 mark, 104, 98.5. He gets 8 points off the pick six. Robbins up to 6-3. That's a big game. Another just very controversial matchup. Luke Vinsky, Sunday night, he lost.
Yeah, you know what? Grant Cook has all the rights to be pissed. I mean, I would too. I don't think that 2 miscellaneous points out of nowhere should give someone the victory. But the Bears defense.
I have nothing to say. It was an ESPN scoring glitch. Cook had won by a late second Roddy White catch on Sunday Night Football. Vinsky thought he was dead. He had questioned the Bears' defensive scoring. He wakes up, and 2 points have been added. Vinsky does the impossible yet again and wins it. Cook not too happy. That was a first. That a scoring defect had caused the change of a game, and that's a darn shame. Got a feel-good story for Luke and Grant. I mean, that's type of stuff seems to happen to him a lot. Other matchups, a big one in the division. Doug takes on Lynn. Doug needed it, got it.
Yeah, that was a big matchup. Doug needed that. He would have been at 3-6 if he didn't win that one. And this keeps John Lynn out of the top runnings for first place and puts him back down with the pack.
Michael Vick gets 18 on Monday night. John Lynn was never more excited for a football game. Mike Vick, too many picks. All right, looking forward. Kunis holds off a late run by the Saints kicker, and Gatch takes it by Trace.
Actually, Mila Kunis takes it by Trace. I don't think that Ethiopian homeless kids has it in to win that many more games. I mean, quite frankly, I just don't. Nobody's talked to him in the last weeks. Nobody knows what he's up to.
T.B. Welch took that one by 3, which means he took it by. Moving on, Ricky falls again to the resurging Bollinger.
Yeah, Ricky used to be, and I mean used to be, a very, very prominent person in this league, and now he just keeps falling week after week. He's falling in the ranks. I'm scared for him.
Isaac Redmond, 21 for Bollinger, holds off. Bollinger said, quote, "I'll take 26 from Rodgers. I can defeat that." Ricky does prove rather vulnerable when Rodgers is not at his best. Moving on, Dobson and Lump. Man, were they powerful at the start of the year. Seeing them start to fall. He gets doubled up by JP.
Yeah, JP, his team is hot right now. The last couple weeks, he's been doing stellar performances week after week. I think that's going to last here for a very long time.
JP puts up a league high for the whole season, 128 he can thank Brandon Marshall and the Chargers defense. They had 2 touchdowns. Z-Boy was able to take down Lump. Lump was weak loser. What is going on?
Yeah, you know what? Last couple weeks, some of his star players just haven't shown up. Arian Foster, only 17. He needs to score over 25 for Lump's team to have a chance.
Lump got a combined total of 5 out of his wide receivers. Zach didn't play well, but it's enough to beat Lump. He traded away Denarius Moore. RG3 not looking so hot. Lump, he's an average team at best. Zach Allen, we've already analyzed the game, but another history. His kicker scored 5.9. He had -1 rushing yards. That is a fantasy first. Good for him. Next up, Travis. Big win. He's still alive.
Yeah, this saved Travis out of being one of the more probable people of not getting into the tournament. Mature Tea Kettles, it's a wishy-washy season for them. losing, winning. But in all end, Gabby Douglas, the Seahawkers, got it done.
Mike LaShore hops into the end zone 3 times. 25. That ultimately wins Travis the ballgame. Sam Wharton, well, he doesn't have much of a shot when his team has people on buys. Jeremy Koenig wins ball games.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Jeremy Koenig. This is probably least liked matchup by me this week because, one, Mr. Muchacho doesn't care, don't even know who he is really anymore. And Germ Spiders, I haven't talked to that kid since 7th grade. Too much.
Alrighty. We're going to take a look at Week 10 real quick. We've got drawn-out tournament brackets projected. The middle class is rising. About everyone's in that same little 4 and 5, 5 and 4 range. So we take a look into the future and tell you which teams are going to get the higher seeds and whatnot. But first, quick picks. Travis v. Doug.
I'm going to have to go Doug. Travis, just too feeble.
I'm going to go with myself, but by very close. Very, very close. Next up, we have Dobson v. Wilcher.
By the projected totals, I don't know if Dobson hasn't set his lineup yet. He probably should look at that. But he's only supposed to score 47. Gonna have to go with Milo Kunis.
I'm going with D. Welch. Dobson is falling fast. Next up, we have... This is a very... What are the chances game? Koenig traded the game-winning defense to Robbins. He takes on his what could be nemesis, Zach Allen, who wins.
I'm going to have to say Zach Allen. He is so furious right now. I am so scared for Germ Spiders. I hope you live through next week. I hope I get to see you the week after. I'm scared for you. He is bringing a rage.
We have a statement released from Zach Robbins. If you haven't been on the Fantasy Football page, but we have it just in text from him. Quote, I'm going to drop the subject tonight, but I'm going to ask that if you do have a fantasy football league next year, that I might watch the videos, but not be a part of the actual league. Also, I've called literally everyone minus my mom a douchebag at some point in my life. That is a Zach Allen statement, so these might be his final career games as a fantasy football head coach. Maybe his team rallies together and gets him a win. I'm going to go ahead and pick Allen. Closer than the experts think. Next up, we got a big matchup, but, I mean, if you look how Lump's team is now, not really. I'm going with Bollinger over Lump.
Yeah, Lump's team isn't that much of a threat anymore, but I don't think it's going to be that by that much. Sam always gets projected high, but just never gets up to where the experts project.
Next up, we have Wharton. Only has his kicker on a bye this week. Lynn, desperate. He's lost 3 straight.
Yep, you know what? This might be one for Mr. Muchacho to show that he's actually present in this league. But I'm still going to have to go with Team Lynn.
I'm saying Jay Lynn is sliding fast. I'm going with Muchacho! Muchacho! Takes it bigger than the experts think. Next up, we got Vinsky. Can he keep the miracle alive? He plays a subpar Gatchel team when Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think he's going to pull through with this one, Doug. I just think that Luke is on the rise. I can see him getting into the mix of things.
I'm saying Luke loses. Again, he likes it when I pick against him because he wins. Next up, we got Robin Hood versus Grant. They are projected dead even. This, you can't really understate the importance of this game. Robin Hood can pick up his 7th win of the season. Cook cannot afford to lose another one.
Yeah, I am rooting for Grant. We need Zach Robbins to stay with the pack. We do not want any front runners. Keep it interesting for the rest of the season. Gonna have to go with Grant.
I'm picking Grant as well. Robin Hood, we'll see if he starts a defense or not. And next up, we got JP, projected to win by 70. I'm going Jack by triple digits over Caterman in shambles.
I'm going to have to go with JP as well. I mean, he's just rolling on all cylinders nowadays, and it's going to be hard to stop his freight train.
T. Kettles, something has happened. Fortunately for Nathan, he has 5 wins, likely enough to get him into the playoffs. He might be a one-and-done team. Speaking of the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, Zach and I have developed entire brackets on whiteboards for you, ladies and gentlemen, to see tonight. And we're going to reveal them to you seed by seed, ladies and gentlemen. First up, we have the 5, 12, 13, and 4 seeds. Who gets in, we're saying, it will be revealed shortly. Zach, you're up first.
All right, for this one, I got Mature Tea Kettles being the 12 seed. I've got Lump being the 5th seed, kind of falling fast. Germ Spiders getting the 13th seed, and Lynn getting the 4th seed. That might be a little low of a seed for him, but I think that's where he's going to fall. I have Mature Tea Kettles winning against Lump. I have Lynn beating the Spiders, and then Lynn beating Mature Tea Kettles to make it to the Final Four.
I could not disagree with you more on that pick. Tea Kettles would be lucky to get a seed any higher than 13. He is so bad right now, but maybe him and Lump might come up with sort of agreement to maybe pool their players together and make a run by themselves. Here are mine. All right, I had Bollinger. He seems to be unstoppable at this point. Taking on Koenig at the 12 seed. Koenig, he'll start losing. Dobson, he is falling fast. He can't score points. And I got Allen moving up to the 4 seed. He can score points. I have Bollinger taking on Koenig. He beats him. Bollinger's got the better squad. Dobson loses to Allen. Allen's got the better squad. Interesting Bollinger v. Allen matchup. I'm saying Wolfman moves to the Final Four. Next up, seeding-wise, we'll take a look at the 10s. The 14-3, 11-6.
All right, now for this one, I got me and Luke, the neighborhood battle of the friends, going at it. Got to, Doug. I think my season's not over yet. Next, I got Viva Verhoeven and Dobson. I think Viva Verhoeven is going to kill Dobson, but Viva Verhoeven only gets ranked seeded 6th. In the matchup between me and Viva Verhoeven, I've got myself winning. I've been pretty consistent to get to the Final Four, but can't get past that.
All right, here are my seeds, ladies and gentlemen. I got Keterman. It is your 14 seed. Falling fast. He'll take the 14 seed. Taking on Powerhouse D-Wilch. He likes scoring points. D-Wilch obviously moves on in that matchup. Grant Cook snags the 11 seed. Zach Robbins, pretty high right now, but he falls just ever so slightly to the 6th seed. And in the Elite 8th, I have Cook moving on in an upset as the 11 seed. And then we got 3 D-Wilch taking on Cook. Cook! To the Final Four. Something finally goes his way. Who's up next with your 2 and 15 seed? This is big with those teams fighting to get into the playoffs. Let's hear it from Z-Boy.
All right, first 10 and 7 seed. My 10 seed is, in fact, Grant Cook. Just things in the regular season aren't looking up for him against OSU Dayton Raiders, and I think Grant's going to win in that matchup. Next, I got STFU Lobos. I think after this week, he's going to not give a shit about it. And he's going to fall fast to the 15th seed up against JP. JP puts a smacking on him. Then, in my matchup, Grant v. JP. JP wins by some random glitch of scoring by ESPN over Grant again. Just, it's got to happen. It's your destiny.
First, I would like to correct a bracket mistake on my last one. G. Cook is moving on as the 11 seed, ladies and gentlemen, to the Final Four. Next up, my 15 seed, Luke Finsky is in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. He'll take on the 2 seed Ricky Andrews. Ricky Andrews has got one of the best teams I've seen in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying I get the 7 seed, taking on Jalen, the 10 seed. What interesting matchup there. Championship rematch from last year. I'm saying Jalen scores some revenge. Takes on Rick. Scores some more revenge. To the Final Four. for the 10 seed Lynn. Let's move on to our most important bracket. Who is our 1 seeds and who just gets in on our 16 seed? Zach is up first.
Here it is. My 1 and 16 seed, Robin Hood. After this week's controversy, I think he's going to be a more dedicated person in the league, claiming his 1 seed. Ethiopian Kids doesn't know where, I don't know where he's at, so he's going to get the 16 seed for me. Robin Hood moves on to the Elite 8. Doug's Buckeyes with the 9th seed moves on to the next round and plays Robin Hood, but then gets shellacked by Robin Hood. Robin Hood moves on to the Final Four.
I've got one of your more interesting brackets you'll see here. Your 1 seed, I'm saying, is Jack Pelishak. What a team. He's been scoring high lately, and frankly, all your other good teams are falling. And your 16 seed, Travis Rook. They play, and I've got somebody interesting winning that one. I'm saying Travis moves on as your 16 seed. Overcomes the 15-point advantage. Travis will make sure that he takes advantage of this rare playoff opportunity for him. Lump will take on Zach as your 8 and 9 seeds. Lump probably should be up in the 1 seeds, but he's falling fast. Falls all the way back down to the 9 seed. Oh no. Travis will take on Lump and will win easily. Travis, your 16 seed, is moving on to the Final Four. Finally, time for our Final Four brackets and champions. Z-Boy, you're up first.
Alright, here's my Final Four. Got Flawless VJP. I think I'm going to get hammered by JP. I mean, as much confidence as I have in my team, there's just no way he's obliterating anyone in his path. Lynn overtakes Robin Hood to get to the finals versus JP. And Lil Baby wins it this year with an amazing score.
Here is mine, ladies and gentlemen. I have the 10 seed Jalen, 11 seed G Cook, 16 seed T Rook, and 4 seed Zach Allen. I will cover up my winner for now. There I say, Lynn takes on Cook. Cook gets ripped off. Jalen happily returns to the championship game. Travis, championship run ends. He had a nice run, overcame some deficits, but Allen proves that he's for real regardless of how badly we cheat. And here we are, an interesting matchup in the championship. Jalen taking on Allen. Don't forget the mastermind Lynn plotting against Allen for his demise on Monday Night Football against the same defense. Something else they have in common. They have both lost in the championship to Doug the last 2 years. Jalen lost it to Doug last year, and 2 years ago, Allen lost to Doug in the championship. So they each get a second chance at the championship, but only one person comes out on top. It's Jalen. Hope you enjoyed the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying Jalen comes back in better than ever. Quick 23-minute show. Before we head out, we're going to give you an election update. Those swing states, oh, they're so close. We'll see. Most of them haven't been decided yet. But this just in, none of them have been decided yet. Florida, Ohio, Virginia, all those big ones up for grabs. As of 9:40, Romney leads 153 to 123. All those polls on the West Coast still voting. Get those votes out there. Your vote does matter. I'm Doug Lumpkin, Z-Boy. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. And last but not least, fuck Trzynski. Adios.